Aquaman 2, reactions and reviews. Well, I can't tell you this enough. It's stuff full of stuff. But is that enough these days to drive the craze and raise enough scratch to earn back the budget that hatched this? Sometimes not giving up is the most heroic thing you can do. And this is the review of Aquaman 2. We dare to go there, where the programming propaganda threat of global climate meltdown is imminent. And quick, we must hurry to save the SeaWorld and clean up the oceans by eating recycled bottles as 3D printed meat. Now back to the repeat boring storyline, hook, line, and sinker. The movie begins with fins but fails to shark bait win, much beyond a wave to bravely say, is this the best story they can do these days? For me, the whole cartoon came to full bloom and bubonic tomb when too soon we are shown Nicole Kidman whale riding a neon shark, a stark contrast with her witchy reality where she's seen in the real world promoting eating bugs. What a way to sell out your soul. Good job, Nikki Kid. No doubt, joining her in the herd and no fake turd is Amber Heard, a woman, person, and actor you can't trust a word from. Her climactic moment right on brand with a theme that all female memes showed men as weak wimps. Please, no more. Needing the muscles of women power in the hour of men suck and WTF is a woman anyhow. And now or how does she lift the big rock that was gonna bury the hero to zero? Was lifted off with ease by her female gender-chosen wife. Amber never heard anything good about her. Yellow light, warning red alert. She's not only a bad actor, she's a bad person. But that's not the plot all that has to offer. It doesn't sink the ship yet, as we net more fishy lines when we find the bad guy from Rocky as the dad is Don't Call Me Dolphin Lundgren. Rocking a water frock and long faux locks and a painted-on beard is not weird, it's Atlantean fashion. As the secrets of Antarctica Treaty are exposed and shown in full-blown plain sight. Am I right? I mean, this might not just be a Marvel movie, but maybe a deeper true to the blue they imbue with something fake and something's true. But what are you gonna do? While the gold Aquaman suit made a marvelous comeback, finally the fun fin man has scales and glows like a whale shark and robed in gold. While his older brother is hella huge jacked, man. But does this not distract from the muscle-packed swimsuit worn and stuffed by Buff Momoa? But a shredded Patrick Wilson is absolutely cranked like a tank, and Momoa can thank his Spanx laced body beauty suit to stand half as cut as Patty Wilson in this hose down, pose down. Scoff all you want, Wilson is the consummate actor, always bringing intensity with integrity, even in an emergency under the sea. A stark contrast to the dark shark bad guy, David Kane, who is a possessed Chadwick Boseman knockoff, as the alien bughead who is way too cartoon to be any real threat. It's a fine line between overacting and being distracting. All this while there's funny stuff happening at Antarctica. There's a lost secret world of Atlantis, and there's the illusion, confusion, delusion, and illusion of a mass plague and someone altering the global warming Bill Gates storyline. So it definitely steals and feels appeal to the real world in a tongue and cheeky way to say, hey, is this the real world reality, or are we calling it fantasy, or perhaps in the fold of what's fantasy fiction and told the virtual reality meets to greet us as the weak world being ruined by super villains? Calling all Bill Gates geeks out there and superheroes to save their ancient order and maybe some of the weak sheep world while they're at it. A noble virtue, if none other than the veneer signaling we are here to care. But first we must check my hair in the mirror. Yes. Get a fork in it. Call me Ariel. While wafting your wavy hair in the watery air, it's a rare underworld, undersea adventure. Somebody call Kevin Costner at the loss of budget here. The ship is sinking, and we're drinking real Guinness on set. I bet Momoa is a cool dude, but he's not too deep into his moods. He's almost always acting like a big joke. Taking a toke and going for broke on the budget of $205 million. I guess that's a lot less than an Avatar for a movie below the waterline. Versus the movie Drowning. Also a direct line-by-line ripoff of scene for scene like a Star Wars dream from the wardrobe to pirate bar under the sea, except maybe it's better downwards wetter, where they even have a Jabba the Hutt exact carbonite copy as a sloppy fat slug-ass ripoff. But if you don't scoff at that, then you will with the hammerhead shark henchman. Aquaman 2, where Sharknado meets Baby Shark with the Little Mermaid under the sea, with Captain Jack Sparehooks and Shmee nets some goldenrods with a snarky cephalopod. A mix of Manoa and Momoa in a Lost Boys Peter Pan labyrinth of Disney overstuffed to make you dizzy. It's a fizzy pop non-stop, everything is epic animated live action reduced to simple slug lines of cheap small talk by a bulked and balking Jason Momoa, who is wearing a daring wardrobe right out of the extras tent from Pirates of the Caribbean. While jungle walking there stalked by giant bugs, this being epically ironic, aiming insinuation at more moronic food supply for the cockroaches of Hollyweird promote we eat, as it's a cheeky way of suggesting the only sustainable food is crickets and people. And what's a story without a sequel? There's no other brother or equal. If you're lucky, you get a prequel origin story to say, hey, you're sorry. And later, we understand when you command, I will avenge my father! I will avenge you! Like every true villain. Nothing says Ezekiel 25:17 better than vengeance and revenge. This plot lands somewhere in the hot sands between Cool Runnings for Thor and the Princess Bride, but resides soaked in strides as the Aquavelva Man. Yes, nothing can stop this parade and charade of flowing locks to hawk a trade of quasi-funny, amusing, cute small talks, banter in the banal, anal analogies, and mimicry of Deadpool. Without the fool's attitude that Ryan Reynolds tools and holds as his snarky, sparky delivery, as if he's never truly there, but always just pretending to be playing a coy, curious, cutesy colored of dry, sarcastic humor. Momoa taking the same fish bait to debate which is better, pizza or beer. Jason can only have dialogue that is light, like beer, and hits hard like tequila. A man's man speaking of manly things, like pizza, and beer, and man buns, and manicures, while rocking his locks in a skin-tight suit. He opts it would be better to go in on all ops than flowing pirate fashion, to be bashing around in combat boots, as his appeal for real manes of lion hairs is roaring into a soaring budget for more hair, more style, more flair, more hair flow. The show itself won't stop as a mashup of all things we maybe like, from Jules Verne to the Odyssey and Oddities of the Sea and 20,000 Leagues Below Extraordinary Gentlemen. So, see this sea life if you must, but trust it's more bust than rust and less robust than stardust. This is a net catch of open the hatch, we're gonna need a bigger boat to float this hopeless movie. It's overly epic, epically boring, and too typically it feels the wheels were written on shrimp cocktail napkins. And the seafood was past its due date. As of late, skip this seasoned food plate and first mate. There's little here but filler and recycled plastic sea trash. In short, save your cash. Aquaman 2 gets 2 starfish out of 5. Sinking.